Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My name is Honorable Kula Alio, the Honorable Member elected from Ramu, Chairman, Public Service. The Speaker, allow me to move a motion that this House adopts the report of Public Service Conflict Management Cohesion, Integration and Devolved Units Committee on Mandera County Public Service Report 2019. The Speaker, sir, this is the report of the Public Service Conflict Management, Cohesion, Integration and Devolved Units Committee on the annual report of Mandera County Public Service Board Report 2019. So, Speaker, sir, I want to tell the honorable members that the report is bulky because of most of it is attachments. I will not read everything, so they should not get bored, but they should at least grasp some important aspects of this report that I will highlight. In that regard, Mr. Speaker, sir, the following are members of the Committee for Public Service. We are 8 members, Mr. Speaker, led by the Chair, Honorable Kulo Alio. We are 9, but 1 member is still hanging. So we are waiting for that member to be constituted to the committee. Otherwise, we are 8. The committee mandate, Mr. Speaker, sir, we drive our committee mandates from Standing Order number 191-15, and the mandate of the committees are 7, and among them, I will just highlight some few. Investigate, inquire into, and report on all matters relating to the mandate management activities, administration, operations, and estimates of the assigned departments. Study, assess, and analyze the relative success of the department as measured by the result obtained as compared with their stated objective. Make reports and recommendations to the County Assembly as often as possible, including recommendation of the proposed legislation. Mr. Speaker, sir, the annual report of the Public Service Board 2019 was presented to the Assembly on 31st December 2019 and was committed to the Public Service Committee on 3rd March 2020 for consideration. Mr. Speaker, sir, the report was submitted in compliance with Section 59(1)(d) of the County Government Act 2012. It was also the County Assembly on the executive of the functions of the board, as well as Section 59(1)(f), which requires the County Public Service Board to evaluate and report to the County Assembly on the extent to which values and principles referred to in Article 10 and 232 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 are complied with in the County Public Service. Further, Section 59(5) of the County Government Act 2012 that states, among the many, be delivered to the Assembly to be delivered each December to the County Assembly, include all the steps taken and decisions made by the board, include any impediments in the promotions of values and principles, and include the programs the board is undertaking or has planned to undertake in the medium term towards the promotion of the values and principles. Mr. Speaker, sir, may I take this opportunity to thank all members of the committee. I want also to thank the Office of the Speaker, the Office of the Clerk, the Secretariat for the support accorded to it during the inquiry process and report writing exercise. On behalf of this Public Service Committee Management Devolved Units Committee, and pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 191-5, it is my pleasure and duty to present to the County Assembly the committee's report on Mandera County Public Service Board annual report for the year 2019. Mr. Speaker, sir, has the ownership of the report. Out of the 8 committee members, 5 has actually appended their signatures as a sign of ownership. The rest were away, but they are in the House as we speak. Mr. Speaker, sir, the mandate of the board. The County Public Service Board is established under Section 57 of the County Government Act 2012 to act on behalf of the county public service establishment under Article 235(1) of the Constitution of Kenya. The board, as stipulated by 57 of the County Government Act 2012, and shall be, is a body corporate with perpetual succession under seal, capable of suing and being sued in its corporate name. That is an independent body. The functions of the County Public Service Board, as stipulated in Section 59 of the County Government Act 2012, shall be on behalf of the county government. Two, there are 10 functions, Mr. Speaker, sir. I will highlight because the honorable members have the report. One, establish and abolish officers in the county public service. Exercise disciplinary control over and remove persons holding or acting in those offices as provided for under this part. Prepare regular reports for submissions to the County Assembly on the execution of the functions of the board. And among others, advise the county government on human resource management and development. Mr. Speaker, sir, the composition of the board. Section 58 of the County Government Act 2012 provides for the composition of the board as follows. The chairperson, nominated and appointed by the county governor with approval of the county assembly. Not less than 3, but not more than 5 other members nominated and appointed by the county governor with approval of the county assembly. Mr. Speaker, sir, a certified public secretary of good professional standing nominated and appointed by the governor with approval of the county assembly, who shall be the secretary to the board. Mr. Speaker, sir, the appointment of the members of the board shall be through a competitive process, and a person shall be qualified to be appointed as a member under subsection 1 of that person certifies the provision of subsection 6. It is not a state or a public officer. In the case of chairperson or vice president, possesses a minimum qualification of a bachelor's degree. Mr. Speaker, sir, a member of the board shall also hold office for a non-renewable term of 6 years and may serve on a part-time basis as well. The members of the board may only be removed from office, Mr. Speaker, on a ground set out for the removal of the members of the Constitutional Commission under Article 251(1) of the Constitution and by a vote of not less than 75% of all the members of the County Assembly. Mr. Speaker, sir, the members are okay. Madam Speaker, sir, the members of the board are 7. The chair lady and the vice chair, the secretary, was sworn into office March 2019, and they took office May 2019. The other board members were on 25th December 2019. The chairperson and secretary for the second County Public Service Board, Mandera, was sworn into office on March 2019, as I indicated, and took over May 2019. It is important to note that the County Public Service Board had a long transitional challenge, especially with former chairperson and secretary holding the position in an acting capacity for more than 6 months, even after their tenure in office have lapsed in 2018. Madam Speaker, sir, the County Public Service Board annual report, that is the yearly report now. The County Public Service Board annual report for the year 2019 was submitted on December 31st, as I indicated earlier. The purpose of this submission is, on behalf of the county government, evaluate and report to the County Assembly to the extent in which the following values and principles referred to in Article 10 and 232 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 are complied with in the county public service. And the articles are there for honorable members to read. The compilation of the annual report 2019 coincides with the period when the pioneer members of Mandera County Public Service Board left office upon expiry of their term in office. The Pioneer County Service Board of Mandera reportedly recruited about 2,700 workforce within its 6 years in service. Quite notably was increasing the number of health workers from 150 before the advent of devolution to over 800 personnel. Recruitment and selection, Mr. Speaker, sir, during the period under review, the County Public Service Board employed over 700 employees, majority of who hail from Mandera County. The recruitment reportedly attracted over 5,000 applicants for the less than 800 vacancies. However, the recruitment was entirely cancelled through a cabinet resolution of 14th June 2019, allegedly upon recommendation by EACC to suspend the process, and the decision to nullify the recruitment process was later communicated through county website and public notice boards. The matter has been pending before the court until 22nd of June 2020, when the Employment and Labor Relations Court issued the following rulings. This is an update that the court ruling has cancelled recruitment. That one, that the Mandera County Public Service Board be at liberty to conduct a fresh recruitment based on its needs and budgetary allocation. That all qualified and successful candidates in the cancelled recruitment be at liberty to apply without victimization. That the Mandera County Public Service Board shall conduct a transparent, competitive recruitment that reflects the face of the county, taking into consideration gender equity, the inclusion of persons with disability, the marginalized, and other minority groups. Madam Speaker, sir, during the period of 2019, County Public Service Board managed to recruit 16 medical officers and 1 pharmacist as captured below. There are 12 males and 5 females, and the list is attached, as you can see. During this period, Madam Speaker, also 37 county ECD teachers who are engaged on a contractual basis were translated to permanent and pensionable terms with corresponding job group after they have upgraded their skills, as shown in the table below. So the 27 members are there. However, the contract for 66 county ECD officers who are either pursuing education or failed, referred, was extended by a further 1 year as indicated in the table below. The table is also attached. Performance management, Mr. Speaker, sir, according to Section 47(1) of the County Government Act 2012, the County Executive Committee shall design a performance contract plan to evaluate performance of the county public service and implementation of the county policies. According to the Board Annual Activity Report of 2019, the County Human Resource Management Advisory Committee, under the supervision of the County Secretary, was yet to design a performance management plan to evaluate performance of the county public service and implementation of the county policies as provided for in Section 47 of the County Government Act. Madam Speaker, during the period under review, the promotions, the County Public Service Board has delegated some human resource functions to the authorized officers within various departments. The issues delegated include, but not limited to, promotions. Every department has the right to promote their staff, leave management, transfer for county staffs, and the rest as attached. The delegated function, which was actually devolved, is attached to the report. According to the board report 2019, there were 48 promotions done for various officers in the county service during the period under review. Madam Speaker, I want to bring to your attention there were only 6 departments that actually forwarded their officers for promotion during the period under review, and 31 of them are actually from the health department. So those are the list of the officers who have been promoted. And also on the redesignation also, this is the table which summarizes that. You can see there are 6 departments: health 31, public service management 11, agriculture 1, education 1, legal service 1. There are 48. Absent those departments who have not forwarded officers for promotions are actually Social Service Department, Water, Finance, and Lands. So, Speaker, sir, according to the board report, Mandera County healthcare workers are issued a strike notice during the period under review. That was occasioned by claims of health workers not considered for promotions in the County Public Service Board, in the public service. Restatement. Mr. Speaker, sir, during the period under review, the following officers were also restated in compliance with the Employment and Labor Relations Court orders issued on 29th of July 2019. The officers are initiated dismissed in 2018 on grounds of alleged abuse of office. And these are the 7 staffs, the 5 staffs. They have been restated already. So it's actually the court ruling is also attached. During this period, the County Public Service Board, on recommendation from the Department of Human Resource Advisory Committee, approved study leave for 21 healthcare workers as indicated below. This is also a function that was devolved. Therefore, it's upon the department to forward their officers, and health actually offered 21 officers, and all these officers are specialists, as you can see. Unpaid leave, another 4 county officers were released on unpaid leave for this period due to various reasons as follows. Just mention a few. Dr. Ali Mohammed Mahad was also released 2018 up to 2022. So for contract extension, during the period under review, the County Public Service Board extended the contract for 10 officers as detailed here. So the 10 officers are there and their departments attached. Transfers. Transfer for 12 officers were received and approved during this period. So you look at the table. Most of it is actually health and education and livestock. These are officers who have been either transferred out of the county or came into the county from other counties. Exit from service. 7 officers have exited the service for various reasons during this period as shown below. These are the officers who exited the service. They have tendered their resignation. And we are following some specific officers. When we looked at their letter of resignations, we were amazed by 2 officers who said that they were coerced into actually leaving the job. And we are following that matter up with the board. Capacity building. The board members and the staff have attended the following training programs for the period under review. That one is attached, you can see. Budget. During the period under review, the County Public Service Board was allocated 56 million for personnel emolument and other operational costs as summarized below. See the budget also. Now, after we are done with their report, written report, we also called the board for further clarification on some of the matters they have actually raised in their report. So on 15th July, the Mandera County Public Service Board Vice Chairperson and Secretary appeared before the committee for purpose of making an oral submission and also to respond to various queries on board annual activity report for 2019. So those were our engagement with the board. One specific one I want just to highlight is justification why healthcare workers are considered for promotion than staff from other mainstream departments in the county. That appeared actually in the report. And these were what they said. Why the board website was not operational? Because in other counties, people apply through their board, and we engaged them, we asked them why the board is not operational, and they have given their answers as indicated. On disparities in employment with regards to gender, person with the minority consideration in the county, this is what actually the board said. On stagnation of ECD ward supervisors, despite allocated new responsibility, they said this is a function that is still pending before the department. On the content of the delegated instrument or functions, the board indicated that there are some delegated functions to the Department of Human Resource level, which include Staff promotion has been delegated to the department. Discipline, transfers, leave management, as well as training and induction. The board, however, stated that decisions made at the department level can always be appealed at the board level, and that final determination can only be done by the board. That is after appealing. The board revealed there was an appeal case of 5 land administrators whose case went up to the Public Service Commission and the High Court before finally determined by the Employment and Labor Relations. On harmonization of staff salaries recruited as interns and those employed under universal health care. The board responded that that is the function of the national government. Measures to stop the local brain drain. I think the members can see how we have engaged the board members. Key achievement of the department in 2019. Capacity building and induction program for the board members, recruitment of 17 medical officers, translation of terms of service for ECD teachers. Challenges, transitional challenges, budget implementation, lack of ICT infrastructure, and etc. Now, the committee's observation, what we observed. Submission date for the board annual report complies with Section 59F(a) of the County Government Act. They were quite in order. They submitted on 31st of December. The committee observed that the board did not provide a detailed expenditure report on its annual activity for the year 2019, but what was attached is after we have requested them to bring. The committee observed that the board's website is not fully operational. The board did not ensure equitable distribution among the communities living in the county, persons living with disability, as well as 30% threshold for non-locals in the recruitment of the 17 medical officers. The County Public Service Board did not attach any document showing advertisement for the recruitment process. The board annual activity report for 2019 has not been published in the County Gazette. The committee also observed that the County Public Service Board did not include the following information in their report. Number of staff on casual terms, number of staff retired during the period under review, number of staff on temporary employment, number of staff on acting capacity. Transitional challenge, of course, there is no evidence to show County Public Service strategic plan and charters have been launched, customization of various human resource policies, among many others. Now, what we recommended, the board carries out an employee satisfaction and work environment survey on the county public service with an objective of evaluating the level of employee satisfaction with remuneration staff benefits. Determine the level of staff motivation, morale, and recognition by the management. Determine the extent of training, effectiveness of supervision and appraisal among staff. Effectiveness of communication within the county. The board to incorporate a detailed expenditure report for the period under review in form of approved estimates, revised estimates, total expenditure, variance and adoption rate for both recurrent and development expenditure. The County Public Service Board considers the 5% for the persons with a disability, 55 and 50 of the Kenyan Constitution, as well as Section 61 of the Government Act, on 30% threshold for non-locals. The board complies with the provisions of the County Government Act Section 65(2) in appointment, promotion, and resignation. The board to report as per Section 59(3). The County Public Service Board to, as soon as possible, develop and operationalize a well-maintained website. The County Public Service Board to comply with the provisions of Section 59(6) on publication of the board annual report. The board to comply and promote the values and principles as enshrined in the Constitution. The board to conduct human resource audit to establish skill gaps, the number of persons with disability, among others, in the county public service to determine optimal staff level in the county. Customize and implement human resource policies and procedures despite disparities, policy, training, and so forth. Synergize with the Department of Public Service and other departments in order to promote conducive working environment and improve efficiency in public service delivery. coordinate with health department, and where necessary implement the CBA with health providers in order to avert the impending health workers' strike. The County Public Service Board to honor committee's correspondence and provide timely and accurate information. Madam Speaker, the rest are attachment, the ones with our correspondence with the board. With that, thank you, Madam Speaker.
Now, someone second. Who's your seconder?
Okay. Where are the members? Okay.